Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow Kaiser. I'm here today to do a deck profile on Pale Moon Legion. So, I'm going to get started with the grade 3 lineup. Starting out with 4 Miracle Pop Ava, our break ride. She's still a very good card, and she combos very well with the Legion and the Tiger. So, it's basically... yeah, she's still really good. She's not all decks, now that Legion is out, combo necessarily very well with their break ride. Pale Moon is one of those exceptions, I would say, for sure. Yeah, Ava combos very well with Legion, which, speaking of, we'll get to that one now. Our 4 Legion, the Beast Tamer. So, if you don't know what she does, when you perform Legion, you counterblast, Soul 2, Soul Charge 2, and Call 3. She's very cool. She also powers up whenever something comes out of the soul. She's kind of like a Lukier, except she's an 11. Yeah. And she's one less counterblast, and she's really good. This deck plays a lot like Silverthorn, but it's not restricted to using the Silverthorns. So yeah. Moving on to our grade 2s. We have our 4 Tigers. Basically, this card's skill is when you're in Legion, this card has the same skill as Upright Lion. It's a very good card. It powers up very high and hits really good numbers. So you usually have like 3 to work with, since one's going to end up going into your vanguard circle, but it's a very strong card. As I said, it's basically just like Upright Lion, and it hits great numbers. Next we have our 4 10Ks, Barking Cerberus. You can use the Silverthorn one if you want. I just think Barking Cerberus is a lot cooler. And he's basically just here to be that 10k body and hit good numbers, even with like weak boosters like 6ks behind him. And then our last grade 2, I'm running 3 Nitro Juggler at the moment. He's not like, one problem this deck has is good numbers. And while he doesn't hit fantastic like numbers, like unless he has a 7k boost behind him, he's pretty weak. That's his downside. His plus side is that he helps build a soul, which if you can't ride Ava first and have to ride your Legion, you're going to have to find a way to build up a soul for resources another way. So that's why we're running him. I may end up replacing him at some point, but for now he's been working pretty good. Onto the grade 1 lineup. We've of course got our 4 perfect guards. The Heart and Soul of Pale Moon, Purple Trapeze. As I've said before in Pale Moon, like, the deck can't really be good without this card. This card is the Heart and Soul of Pale Moon. That's why I run 4 of it. You could run 3, but I run 4 just because it's so essential to the deck, and it makes so many combos and stuff. Yeah. Then I have 2 Skull Juggler. Again, like the Nitro Juggler, his job is to help build a soul and give you more options. And he's a 7k boost, so he's a pretty good boost in that manner. Next we have 2 Midnight Bunny. She's a great card in terms of she turns any attack into a pressure attack and lets you set off combos and stuff. Very strong. But the deck being counterblast heavy though, and things like that, like I'm only running 2 of her. So yeah. And then our last grade 1, we're running 2 Egg Juggler. I really love this card. I think it's a fantastic card. It goes so well in the deck. And like, as you've noticed, like the grade 1 lineup is pretty spread out, and that's because I think a deck that uses, as I said before, a deck that toolboxes something, like how Pale Moon toolboxes the soul, it's supposed to have a good variety of options. And having this as an option is always good. so that you can get that extra card for the more defense or to rebuild your resources. And then for our grade 0s, for our starting vanguard, we're using the girl who crossed the gap. She's very solid. She's a 5k forerunner, and you can always trade her off for something else in the soul, like Egg Juggler later on. So that's where I run her. I think she's the most consistent option you have. For our triggers, we're doing 8 crits, and then 4 stands, and 4 heal. I'm not running draws because the card advantage generated off of the Legion, I haven't found the need for the extra draw power, since I'm just going to get a +3 off of the Legion. And the stand triggers put that extra pressure in the deck, like when the barking tiger gets really big swings, and then you attack and you hit the stand trigger and restand that tiger. It's very hard to survive that all. Overall, what I have to say about the deck is it turned out to be better than I was thinking of. This deck is actually very strong and very competitive. Yeah, it plays a lot like Silverthorns, and as we've seen this season in regionals, Silverthorns have proven their worth, and this deck plays very similar to that. It doesn't quite deck then, but the aggressive type plays with upright line and stuff, this deck mimics those type of tactics. Yeah, I think this deck is actually pretty good, actually. Better than I actually thought it would be. So if you want to go ahead and give it a try, it actually works pretty well, and it's pretty relatively inexpensive to build. So thank you for watching.